there was there was a there was two people. So I managed to get an internship, and so one of the things that was difficult for me when I was in school, I couldn't get an internship because I was on probation. So no TV station would touch me. So you still need the internship to graduate. I go talk to Dr. Hawkins about it. Hey man, ain't nobody giving me nothing. And then he just goes, and this is how Dr. Hawkins would be. Dr. Hawkins just go, why are you expecting people to give you something? And then he just closed the door. And then you have these light bulb moments, but I was hitting walls where I felt like if I can't even get an internship, I'm not gonna get a job. Let me go on, just do something else. Why bother? Why do that?
So what was the turning point?
WVHT Hot 105.7. So I had a professor, Roosevelt Wilson, RIP. And Prof. Wilson had two sons, Van and Vaughn. And so Van and Vaughn Wilson had just started a hip hop station in the city, I think like a year earlier. And because I grew up riding with my pops, listening to Tom Joyner in the morning, because I grew up watching the morning news while I'm getting ready for the school bus, I peeped at their morning show that they had a morning show called The Breakfast Buffet. And they didn't have news. Nobody did news. So I hop on my bike and I ride over to the radio station one afternoon. I just introduced myself to the Van and Vaughn. I'm just like, yo, man, y'all want some news in the morning? And they was like, yeah, young brother, yes. And I go, cool. Now, in exchange for that, will you sign a sheet of paper saying that this is an internship? And they were like, absolutely, it is an internship. We could use a couple interns. You know any other students? And next thing I know, I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning. The only thing they made me do, they made me bring, this was like the first year of those Starbucks Frappuccino, the iced coffee things or whatever. And them things was like $6 a bottle. So they would make me buy those. Like that was like the hazing. I'd have to bring the Starbucks joints and the Krispy Kremes every morning. Because you know it's the Krispy Kreme, it doesn't matter. But that, it was the first time I felt a sense of belonging after the arrest and after being like socially ostracized. The idea of having worth and it not being based on what I could steal or provide or whatever. So I'm in there and these grown men treating me like an equal. That's something else that you don't get a lot of. Everybody, you walk around here as a teenager, everybody trying to son you and tell you what you need to do and how you need to go about doing stuff. And these two grown men was just like, show up on time, do the job, you choose the stories. And as that started growing, I was working in the morning show during the day, then in the afternoons, DJ Dap would let me come in and watch him run the board. So now I'm just sitting in the cut and I'm shadowing Dap. I'm watching him interview every rapper you can name from 99 to 01. They came in that radio station to do an interview. I learned the art of the interview, learned the art of quick conversations as well because Dap didn't have a lot of time. So, you know, we had a comedian on the show, William E. Gilmore, another FAMUan. And so Gilmore, he was a teacher. I think he taught at Lincoln. Gilmore had to leave at 8 in the morning to go make first bell. After a while, Van and Vaughn let me sit in the chair, let me co-host. Everything that I was doing at that radio station over that year and a half ended up being what got me hired in Birmingham and let me replace Ricky Smiley. But that time, that internship, just the idea of just nobody's gonna give you something, ideate it, figure out who needs something and be their provider. And it was like the first sense of, if I'm being honest, just real community. I had classmates and they were cool, but these were just like, they didn't owe me nothing. They didn't owe me nothing. And they allowed me to come on every day and just learn the art of journalism in exchange for Starbucks and Krispy Kreme. It's like, that was a good deal. And so that really opened my eyes to what was possible beyond stand-up, because, you know, Tom Joyner was an idol, and, you know, Ricky Smiley was king of the city, and I was anxious to graduate because I knew Ricky was leaving. So it's end of 2000. I graduated spring '01, but I knew Ricky was leaving to go to Dallas in December. So I knew Birmingham was gonna need a new comedian to take the chair. And at the beginning of 2000, and I knew Ricky was leaving at the end of the year, and I knew I was coming out and I'm gonna be a stand-up with a broadcast degree, man, let me go and get this GPA up. And so, like, those two things were kind of the catalyst that gave me just something to focus on. You know, I was still doing stand-up, but stand-up is isolating, it's lonely, it's weird, and like that's a whole nother universe that you don't know whether you're gonna make it at that. So let me hedge the bets.
How you doing? My name is Reggie Johnson. I'm a senior computer information systems major from PG County, Maryland. And I really just wanted to ask you what your fondest memory or most random memory from FAMU is, because, you know, you only get to be a Rattler once, and everybody's experience is different.
My most random memory, I give you two. Marching on the Capitol in 2000 with my fellow Rattlers to protest the 2000 presidential election. That was pretty amazing. That was the first march or protest I'd ever been a part of. DJ Demp still spinning in town, right?
Yes.
I spit on his Escalade in '98. It was an accident. It was a whole accident. It might have been '99. We were coming out the garden, and I just went to spit, and I didn't see the Escalade, and Demp was leaning on it, and I saw my spit travel in the air and land on that man. And it's the first model year of the Escalade, so this thing is glistening. And Demp looked at me, and I looked at that slobber running down the front bumper, and I took off my Tommy Hilfiger sweater and wiped that slobber off that damn car, poured a little water on it, apologized. The only reason I didn't get stomped out is because DJ Dap was standing right next to Demp, and he go, "No, Demp, that's my intern, I need him." So those are my two. All right, brother.
All right, thank you for telling
Yes,
that
sir.
story.
Yeah, man.